shadow of the arena. 10 years I'd spent within those sun-baked walls, 10 years of dancing on the edge of a blade, my life forfeit to the whims of the crowd. I had risen from the nameless masses, a barbarian captive turned champion, my name whispered in awe and fear. But time, the undefeated gladiator, had chipped away at my strength, leaving me slower, my reflexes dulled. With a sigh that was both regret and relief, I lowered my blade. The crowd erupted in confusion, their cheers and jeers mingling into a discordant symphony. I turned my back on Atticus and the roaring crowd, walking towards the shadowed exit. I was Drusus, the gladiator who had defied death once more. But I was also a man weary of the fight, longing for the peace that the arena could never provide. As I stepped out of the Colosseum, leaving the cheers and the shadows behind, I knew my fight for freedom had just begun. The road ahead was uncertain, but I would face it, as I had faced all things in the arena, with a steady heart and an unyielding spirit. For I was Drusus, and I would no longer be a slave, not to the arena, not to the crowd, and not to my own past. Tonight, I was to face Atticus, the new golden boy of the arena, his muscles sculpted from marble, his eyes burning with the arrogance of youth. The fight was meant to be a spectacle, a passing of the torch. But I wasn't ready to be extinguished. Not yet. As the sun dipped low, casting long shadows that clawed at the Colosseum walls, I entered the arena. The roar of the crowd was a physical thing, a wave that threatened to sweep me away. Across the sand, Atticus stood bathed in the dying sunlight, his expression a mix of disdain and excitement. The horn blew, a mournful cry that signaled the start of the dance of death. Atticus, swift and strong, came at me with the fury of a tempest. I met his attacks with practiced ease, my weathered body remembering the rhythms of combat. The crowd roared with every clash of steel, their bloodlust echoing in the darkening sky. I could see the impatience in Atticus's eyes, his frustration at my resilience. He grew reckless, his attacks losing their precision. I saw an opening, a fleeting moment of vulnerability. My old body moved with a speed I didn't know it still possessed, my blade a silver flash in the fading light. Atticus stumbled back, a crimson stain blooming on his chest. The crowd, momentarily silenced, erupted into a frenzy. I had wounded their new champion, defied the script of the spectacle. In that moment, I was Drusus again, the barbarian who had clawed his way to the top. But the fight wasn't over. Atticus, fueled by rage and humiliation, came at me with renewed ferocity. We battled under the watchful eyes of the moon, our shadows twisting and turning on the blood-soaked sand. In the end, it was not skill nor strength that decided the victor, but a twist of fate. Atticus, blinded by his fury, stumbled over a fallen helmet, his body sprawling onto the sand. My blade hovered over his throat, the crowd holding their breath. I looked into his eyes, saw the fear mingled with defiance, and for a moment I saw myself, a young man thrown into the arena, forced to fight for his life. I saw the hunger for glory, the desperation for survival,